Terrific working relationship over at Financial Services and General Government. Look forward to continuing that relationship here today. The overall chairman of the Appropriations Committee, Mr. Cole, had intended to be here today, but I think everybody knows he's facing a disaster in his own district with tornadoes a couple of days ago, and he is there attending to matters in his district in Oklahoma. Without objection, his prepared remarks will be included in the record. And now I'd like to recognize my good friend from the great state of Connecticut and the ranking member on appropriations, Ms. DeLauro.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Womack, Ranking Member Quigley. Thank you both for holding this hearing. Congratulations to you, Chairman Womack, on your first hearing as chair of the subcommittee, and you are indeed a great friend. I want to say a thank you to you, Secretary Buttigieg, for being here today, for all that you have done to streamline and improve the travel experience throughout our airports, rail systems, and other transportation modes, and for your role in overseeing all the work underway across this country, rebuilding American infrastructure, and that is thanks to the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. I know we all wish we were joined in this hearing by the new chair of the full committee and the previous chair of this subcommittee, Chairman Cole, but as the chair remarked, he's unable to be here, but we pray for a swift recovery for the communities across Oklahoma that are impacted by the recent tornadoes. For hardworking Americans, business travel, daily commutes, hard-earned leisure travel, everything in between, life in America requires safe and efficient ways of connecting. Americans deserve the safest, most advanced systems in the world across all forms of transportation. Our transportation infrastructure is central to the health and to the well-being of all of our communities. It connects everyone, urban, suburban, rural areas, to their jobs, schools, grocery stores, and the care that they depend on. And the work of your department, together with this subcommittee, ensures every American has access to reliable, safe, and efficient transportation. As Americans travel in greater numbers than ever before, we have seen our transportation infrastructure really put to the test. Massive air travel disruptions, catastrophic train derailments, elevated pedestrian fatality rates emphasize the work to improve our transportation systems is never ending. And together, over the past 3 years, through this committee's annual investments and in the bipartisan infrastructure law, we have done so much to repair our transportation infrastructure, but the progress must continue. In the 2024 government funding package, this committee made robust investments in the safety and durability of our transportation infrastructure. We created and sustained tens of thousands of good-paying American jobs with investments in airports, highways, transit systems, passenger rail, and in our ports. We made targeted investments to improve our transportation system's safety, cut emissions, increase resiliency, address inequities, and fight the climate crisis while generating economic opportunities for working and middle-class families. And we protected the bipartisan infrastructure law, ensuring that the legislation's generational investments continue to complement the work that your department does on an annual basis. To build on this success, the President's request for DOT includes $25.7 billion in discretionary funding to create safer, more equitable, and more modern transportation systems. Critically, the budget calls for an additional $1.7 billion in funding for the Federal Aviation Administration, which desperately needs to bolster staffing, modernize its systems to keep up with the historic rates at which Americans are traveling through the skies. The budget also invests in the Federal Railroad Administration for infrastructure and safety enhancements, and to ensure that Amtrak is able to meet the needs and demands of the public, which is increasingly looking for rail options to meet their travel needs. And just as an aside, Mr. Secretary, I ride Amtrak twice a week, and it's always crowded. It really is full, and it is a great and wonderful, safe way to travel, and we thank you for that. I know you believe, like I do, that investing in our transportation infrastructure is one of the best ways to supercharge the American economy. We get an extraordinary return on our investment dollar when we connect communities, facilitate commerce, and draw Americans closer together by building modern, fast, and safe transportation systems. So it's wonderful to have you here with us this morning. We thank you for all of your work. Look forward to your testimony. And with that, I want to say a thank you to Chairman Womack and Ranking Member Quigley, and I yield back.
I thank the gentlelady. Mr. Secretary, this is the first hearing of the Transportation, Housing, and